Hey everyone, Mincheol here from ByteBoardroom. I was blown away by the comments on the last video. To be honest, it was a pretty philosophical topic that I've been thinking about for a while, so I wasn't sure how you'd react. I was amazed to see how many of you related to it. One comment in particular really stood out. Someone asked me to share my thoughts on ADHD, and I'm so grateful for that. So today, I want to dive deep into that topic. I work as a software engineer here in the Korean startup scene. Throughout my career, I've often heard things from myself or my colleagues like, "Aren't you a bit too scattered?" Or "Can't you just focus on one thing at a time?" Juggling multiple projects, coding 1 minute, brainstorming a new business model the next, then diving back into a technical problem. That's just how I operate. It might look like chaos from the outside, but for me, it's a natural rhythm. But in the last few years, especially with the rise of large language models, or LLMs, I had a huge realization. What if my brain's operating system, this so-called distraction, isn't a bug, but a feature perfectly optimized for the coming age of AI? First, let's talk about why we feel this friction. Our modern work environments are mostly built on principles from the industrial age: linear workflows, sustained focus on a single task, like an assembly line. But for people with ADHD tendencies or nonlinear thinkers like me, this environment imposes a massive cognitive tax. Mundane but mandatory admin tasks, sorting through endless emails, searching for a file in a messy system. These things constantly drain our limited executive functions. Many people think they're good at multitasking, but scientifically, our brains don't truly multitask on complex jobs. What we're actually doing is task switching very rapidly. And this switching comes with a price, a switching cost. Every time you jump from one task to another, you lose a noticeable amount of time and cognitive efficiency. Research shows that for brains with ADHD-like tendencies, this switching cost is significantly higher. This is the neurological basis for why an environment with constant notifications and demands to juggle multiple tasks is uniquely challenging for us. But that's only half the story. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Let's reframe these cognitive traits not as deficits, but as differences and even as strengths. One of the most powerful weapons in the arsenal of an ADHD-like brain is divergent thinking. It's the ability to generate dozens, even hundreds, of different ideas from a single starting point. Multiple studies have shown that individuals with ADHD tendencies score higher on measures of creativity like fluency, flexibility, and originality. And then there's the other superpower, hyperfocus. That state of intense concentration where you're so absorbed in something interesting that the rest of the world just fades away. This isn't a contradiction to an attention deficit. It's the other side of the same coin, an interest-based attention system. Once it's engaged, it holds the potential to produce work of a depth that few can match. If you're in the startup or IT world, you know how powerful these weapons are. Coming up with a market-disrupting idea or diving deep into a technical challenge nobody else could solve. These are the things that drive innovation. Now, this is the exact point where AI, especially LLMs, enters the picture and changes the entire game. Let me explain this as an engineer. One of the core concepts in AI systems is asynchronous processing. Instead of sending one request and waiting endlessly for a response, you send the request and move on to other tasks. When the result comes back, you process it then. It processes multiple jobs concurrently without blocking. Does that sound familiar? It should. It's exactly how my brain, and probably your brain, has been operating its entire life. We pose a question, and while waiting for the answer, we explore another idea and then modify some other code. We have multiple thought threads running in parallel. The arrival of LLMs means that for the first time in history, We have an environment that perfectly mirrors our nonlinear, parallel way of thinking. This isn't just a new tool. It's like a new operating system designed for people like us. So, let's recap. We've talked about why traditional work environments feel misaligned for nonlinear thinkers. We've reframed our distraction as powerful tools like divergent thinking and hyperfocus. And now, a new paradigm has arrived, asynchronous AI, that operates just like our brains. So, how can we leverage this powerful new tool to unlock our full potential? In part 2, we'll dive into the practical methods for using AI as our external executive function and what this means for the IT industry and the future of work. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And let me know about your own asynchronous thinking experiences in the comments. See you in the next video.
From tokens to takeaways, ByteBoardroom. Subscribe now and join the future of ideas.